back. I haven't made a video in a little bit. Got quite busy with some things that had come up. And I think today's might be a little short because I'm planning to leave in about 15 minutes. But I'm right ready to go, so shouldn't be an issue. As you can see, I'm continuing on. Well, you can't see, but this is the Lady of Shalott still. So I've made quite a bit of progress. Although I have to say, I haven't been able to diamond paint regularly in a while. So here we are. Yeah, so I had left off telling you I was going to cut the clear covering on the canvas and put on my release papers that I like to use. I find it hard also when it's see-through. When I got here, like to the bottom edge, I was like, I can't tell what has that clear stuff on it and what doesn't. That's why you will see a lot of times they'll put a strip of washi tape here, and that's exactly the reason, because they can't have a hard time discerning or telling, rather, seeing it as well. Yeah, so that was very successful. I was able to do it without moving my canvas to another location. So I think it's just a matter of getting used to that process. Yeah. However, when I did have it, pushed back and more of the canvas exposed, I did go ahead and put washi tape down on the edges. I think I had mentioned that this canvas, it is poured glue, and how you can tell that is because it had a clear covering as opposed to something that you couldn't see through. That they put that over double-sided sticky adhesive. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. But it helps us, so maybe that's why. I don't know. So I'm not complaining because it is a good way to know. And why that's important to know is because on canvases that are the double-sided adhesive, you sometimes get, when you release the paper, I don't know why this happens, but it does quite frequently. I don't know if it depends on where you live, or the shipping conditions, or the conditions from where it was made. I don't know any of that, sorry. But what can happen is like an air bubble forms under the adhesive. And so you get these lines that run through your canvas that looks like a crease. And what it is a raised little section of the glue. And I think I had said before, you just take some, I will try my new little cutting tool, but before that I was just opening my scissors out and making some hash marks along that line, and maybe a couple in the other directions. And then I was using, I think, kind of trying to tap it down so that then it was laid flat. So there you know, a little bit about double-sided adhesive. So to get back to what I did with more of the canvas exposed, and this being poured glue, the area around this canvas was a little more sticky than I'm used to, because I've never used this fender before, but this is from Evermoment, and I really am loving this canvas. And these drills are so beautiful, just in that they're so uniform in size. All drills are beautiful, but these ones, they're just so nice and juicy and plump. They fit tightly together, as you can see over here. There's not a color with a big white border, light border around it, because the diamonds don't fit well. Yes, so I'm going to just, what am I going to do here? I'm going to move my canvas and show you that what I did, closer to this edge, was I laid some washi tape down that edge, because as you can see up here, that was just an extra piece. It was quite sticky, and that's from my, we had cold weather, and I had a sweatery fuzzy thing on, and that's what all that is. So obviously that'll be cut off so I'm not worried about it, but it was difficult to pull my sweater off of that area. So that's why I went ahead and laid that washi tape along the edge. So it's nice if you can find a washi tape that is sticky enough to do that. All right, move all my stuff back here. This is a light source I use on the top so that I can tell which diamonds are right side and which are wrong. I can't believe this. Everything's right side except for a few here, except for a few right here, and obviously the extras in the tray. So that's quite something. But without that light source, I find it very difficult in my room, my space where I diamond paint, to see, is that right side up? Is that wrong side? So that's what I use personally. It's just a light from the top. That's what that's for. So, okay, here's another thing. Hopefully you can see that. I'll put it over here on the dark. There's wax around the ring of my pen, because as I've used it, I don't push hard, but there was an excessive amount of wax, obviously, and it's just gushed out over the side. So I simply just taking my thumb, rolling my pen, and I capture that glue. And if I can get it to go back in that pen top, I will. But if I think it's going to be a problem, I could switch to the other end, which I looked before I started recording, and I know that needs to be refilled. So I could put it there, and then I could, carry on with it for a little while. So I'm going to use this in this end, and if too much more gushes out, then I'm going to put it in the other end, which needs some wax. So, yeah, nice handy little tip. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you've loaded your pen wrong. If it does, nobody's told me, and quite frankly, I've learned how to deal with it, so at this point, I don't care. It's working for me, and that's what you have to find when you're diamond painting. What works for you? This is not supposed to be as stressful or fretful because everything's not perfectly straight. If you have the time and want to be concerned, and that's, have that extra care, by all means, go right ahead. For me, I started out very annoyed that I couldn't lay these perfectly straight. And as you can see now, I'm like, you know what? It looks great from across the room, or just even standing up at my work table and looking down. It's like, oh. Plus, when they're framed, you don't have a light source behind the canvas. It's the back of the frame, which is solid, so you cannot see all the little gaps. So I know I've been raving about the size and consistency of these drills for this kit. Obviously, you can still see, because the light is coming from the back. Like, there's a little gap there, there's a little gap there. What is she talking about? They fit together so perfectly, because this is perfect compared to some of the canvases I've worked on. That's what I mean. And as you get more experience, you will see that too. So in my eyes, this is pure joy to work on because of the lack of space around each or some of the diamonds. So let's see. Oh, I was going to talk to you. Let me check the time. Okay, I got just a few minutes before I need to leave. About static in your drills. You sometimes get a kit that has static because of whatever it's either packaged in. A lot of times those little Ziploc bags, that's unfortunately what happens. I don't know why, but other than climates and where they're put together and all that. So to deal with that, I bought some dryer sheets, unscented dryer sheets, which was very hard to find, I have to say, but that's because I don't care for the strong scent. And I've cut it up, as you can see, and I put little pieces. I don't put it in the plastic bag that the drills come in, but what I did was, here's one. I had that happen on a few of these canvases. So I put it in this container. When I put my drills, I wiped my little tray and then put this down and put the drills in. And anyway, I laid this on top so that I'm having a lot less static, or next to no static. So that's a happy little trick that I learned from somebody along the way. Thank you very much. So I hope that helps you too. Right. I'm about ready to wrap up here. Let's see if I can finish this number before I do. Yes, our weather has changed one more time. And it's going to get quite warm today, which is not so easy to deal with because it was pretty chilly last night. However, I will say that the wind is really blowing today, so that should help it from seeming that it's so warm, unless it gets humid, but I'm not expecting that. So it should be quite pleasant. So we go from bundled up and wearing socks on our feet to not being bundled up and being able to wear flip-flops or sandals. So there you go. The joys of nature, right? Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me on this little short excursion. Have a great day, evening, whenever you're watching this, and I wish you joy in diamond painting. God bless.